Hi there, I hope you're doing fine. So, this is another video in the series of integral concepts of life, the ideas and thoughts which you should think about, you should be aware of. So, how inner world affects your outer world. This is the topic of discussion, and in this video, I'm going to explain you different ideas around how your inner world, how your thoughts starts to affect you, how your thoughts affects your reality. So how your inner world, what you're feeling inside, internal environment affects your external environment. So there is a line that says yad bhavam tad bhavati. It means that what you believe, you are what you believe. Whatever you believe inside, you become that on the outside. You start to uh, behave in that manner, whatever you're feeling from inside. So you become, it can also mean that you become what you think about most of the time. So whatever your thoughts, they have an effect on your personality, on how you feel things, on how you experience, with what mindset you're going to do something. Your thoughts, how you believe, right, that is going to affect it. So what happens because of our lack of awareness? What is default is the brain is designed for survival. Like it is designed to keep you safe, keep you protected. So that is why most of the time you start to think about negative consequences, negative circumstances. So basically what you are doing is you are thinking about the circumstances, negative circumstances, so that when they happen, you're prepared on how to fight with that. Even though that fear, that thought, that can be imaginary, that can be a psychological fear which you are having, yeah, this may turn out. Suppose while trying to proceed on any goal, like deciding a goal, any action, any aim you have, you may have some confusions like, what if I fail? And if you will do action based on this mindset of fail, what if I disappoint others? What if I am not able to get the result which I am wanting, which I am desiring? What if things go wrong? What if I will not achieve what I want? So that you start to, on a default mode, you start to think about all the negative consequences. You start to think about all the things, you start to think about all the things which you don't want in your life. And this particular thought, this particular imagination, or this particular visualization can affect how you think, it can affect how you feel, it can affect how you take actions, and then that action influences your life. And basically it starts from thought itself. So how you're feeling in a particular point of time, that uh, gives the body and suitable, you have a suitable internal environment, a mental state, a physical state, so everything is in balance. But when you start to think about these negative consequences, and since the body cannot distinguish and differentiate between a imagined thought and something on the real, imagined trigger and something real trigger. Suppose you have a snake outside, you see it, you run away, right? Or you start to do something. So that is a fear response. You saw a snake, you saw a lion, tiger, whatever on the external. You have a real trigger over there. And then your response was real. So after some time, like based on that mechanism that goes on in the body, I'll talk about that in next video, how fear works. But for this part, just understand the mechanism that is activated, that is a fear response based on your imagination this time, because now you don't have any real cheetah, tiger, or something like that. You just have a thought, and that thought about negative consequences, that thought about having a life, unfulfilled life, that can happen on a default. So you have to change that. And until and unless you change this particular thing, Any change which you do, you will do 2 3 days, and then after some time you will be back to what you were doing. So here bhavam means your inner thoughts, your inner nature, your inner feeling, how you're feeling. Your inner world means what type of thoughts you are thinking, what type of emotions you are feeling on the inside. That is your bhavam. How you feel, what you believe, that is your bhavam. Suppose, for example, doing any action, whether it will give you result or not, what you believe about that action, doing that action, that affects your reality. And bhavati means, basically it means becomes, becoming. It happens, you can say like that as well, or it gets manifested. So what your inner thoughts are, that will come on the outside, that you will become on the external side. So how your bhavam is controlled? What are the factors that influence your bhavam? So these are controlled by your mind. It is a function of your manas, your mind. And your mind has different programs, mental programs about what is success, what is feeling fulfilled, feeling loved, how you can do that. So you have different things associated. You have ideas about what is an ideal life, about everything. You have an idea basically. You have a program, right? Some habit, thinking patterns about society, thinking patterns about parents, guardian, teachers, friends, about you, yourself, how you feel about yourself, your abilities. So it is a broader idea. Mind encompasses a lot of things. One among that is mental programs, which you habits, the habits that you demonstrate, the behavior that you demonstrate. It is a program. It is a choice. It is also a result of your choice, whether what kind of behavior you want to demonstrate. Then inner beliefs, what you feel about certain things inside. So that is also a part of that. That affects your bhava. Then self-image, what you feel about yourself, how you feel about yourself, right? Like what do you think about yourself? Whether you can do something, whether you can achieve that, whether you can have those things or not, whether you deserve what you want or not. Those things are your self-image. Self-identity, how you identify yourself. What do you think about respect? Then interacting with others, like those things are your self-identity. How you identify yourself, that affects your thoughts. So suppose if you have basically we are talking about from this thought perspective, though this can have a different angle. Self-identity, suppose you have an identity that I cannot do this, I cannot do a particular action, I cannot drive a car, you have that. So you will not be able to do that because the mind will think about negative consequences and it will stop you from taking actions. It can happen for different people. Or suppose somebody is having memory of an accident. So it happens with many people. They are driving a car, then they met with an accident, they stop driving. So bhavan bhavati. On the inside, they are believing that they cannot drive. If they will drive, they will hit somebody. This can be applied to your exams, subjects, whatever, your work life, anything you can apply. Yad bhavam tad bhavati. Thinking patterns, what you think about, how you think about, your method of thinking. So that is why yad bhavam tad bhavati. If you change your bhavam, your bhavati will also change. What way is going to manifest, that will also change. So change your thoughts and you change your mind. And when you change your mind, your life changes. So inner world creates your outer world. Inner world influences your outer world. This is the idea of this video. Then see, like in the next slide, how it happens. You have a thought in the mind, you have a thought. You have a thought, any thought it can be, right? I don't have a skill, right? I don't have enough skill to do something. You can have this thought. Then what will you do? You will take the choice that I should not do that action, right? I should not do that action. Suppose you have a, suppose take for example learning any skill, like programming or something. So you have a thought that I cannot do that. Then you will have a choice. Then if you will do action based on that choice, you will not get the satisfactory outcome, and that will further disappoint you. That will disappoint you, and then that will give you disappointment type of experiences. You will trigger that stress hormones, chemical responses in the body, negative responses. Now this will form an image. Suppose you can have a thought like, I want to do this. Any goal, it can be applied to anything. You have a thought, I can do something, right? Then you will choose doing that action. Then you will do that. You will get that satisfactory result. This will give you good feelings, and that will become a memory. But since there is a neural networks for everything that you do, and your negative patterns of thinking, your negative visualization, they have a greater network in your brain, your neural networks. So you will not be able to visualize positive things happening in your life. You will not be able to do that, because immediately when you start doing that, your body, your experiences are going to come, and you are going to feel that I'm not worthy enough, I'm not capable enough. So your thoughts, they influence your choice. So suppose there is an employee. Now he has been given a task, but he does not want to do that. He has a resistance. It is related to that work he is doing. Consider like that. Then he will, what, anyways, he has to do that action. But that mental choice is repulsion. Now that will impact the result. Now boss can be angry. That will be experience. He may insult. That can become a memory. And based on the type, like it can go further deeper. It can become traumatic. You can quit the job. That can give you a further more feeling that I am not suitable for that job. It is different for different people, this cycle. But whatever your thoughts, if your mental choice is supporting that thought, like suppose you have a thought, mental choice, right direction, you will take action in also right direction, your outcome will also be going good. Because when you are taking action with your full effort, result will definitely be satisfactory. And taking action is also again a matter of a skill and smart work. A lot of things count that. But prime is your thoughts and choice, mental choice that should support your action. Then it will give you the right outcome. Then you will get the right experience. Then you will have this experience and memory. And then you will feel certain things. You will feel fulfilled right inside. Then it will become a habit. This will become a behavior. And again, these all things comprises your inner world. So this thing can start at any point of time. From any direction it can go. Suppose you can feel something, and based on that feelings you can have that different thoughts. Unconsciously it can happen. So you have to become conscious of these all things, and you have to start changing your thoughts. So you have a thought, then it will give you a right choice. Mentally you will accept that, then you will do action, you will get the result, then it will create certain suitable experience. This will become your memory. You will have certain emotions you will feel, and that will become your pattern, right? So if you have negative thoughts, then it can affect you in a different manner. It can stop you from taking action. It can make you feel, suppose if you start doing any new practice, it can make you feel that this is too hard. I cannot do it. I'm not capable enough to do it. I'm not capable enough to change myself. If you're trying to change your inner world, and this is the particular thing you come across, so there is a different method on how you deal with that. So for this is the sequence which it follows. So if every day if you will think the same thoughts, it will give you the same choices, same action, same outcome. You'll feel unworthy, same experience. It will put you in more deeper circle of that, and this will become a very rigid cycle based on years of conditioning. Basically, it will condition your brain. That is what you have to change. So what are the factors, how you created your inner world? What are the factors that influenced your inner world? Now there are different factors, but I have picked some prominent ones, some major ones. So let's say, see them one by one. So when you were born, when you were a child, you didn't know what is possible for you, what's not possible for you. Though in our early childhood only, like based on the environment that affects us, you learn what you can expect from the world and what you cannot, right? You learn that I have to work very hard to achieve certain things. You learn that pattern early in the child only. You are learning that pattern of how and what things, whether your needs will be met or not. You learn all these things. Childhood, that has a great impact on your adult life as well, though it is subconsciously, unconsciously working. Unless you become aware and remove those programs, those mental thinkings, those power, you cannot be free from those programs. And there are like techniques that can help you eliminate those things. So when you were born, you were not knowing what's possible for you, what's not possible for you. You were not knowing what skills you have, what skill you don't have. But when you started growing up, your parents, your guardians, your caretakers, people around you, their behaviors, behaviors of your parents, guardians, their beliefs and perceptions about money, career, life, relationship, health, that influenced your thoughts in a certain manner, that is influencing even today, unless you have become conscious and eliminated those thinking patterns and come up with a new one, an effective one that is empowering. So these, their behaviors, their beliefs, their perceptions affected you, that influenced your current level of thinking, your thoughts, method of thinking about what's possible, what cannot be done, about whether you can change your personality or not, decided by their belief majorly. That has an effect on your thinking patterns, your thoughts. But unless you become conscious, unless you eliminate those influences, their impact will be felt. Then second factor that influenced your inner world, how you think, what you feel about yourself, is your friends. They also have certain influence on you. They can tell you whether you can do this or not, whether you are doing something and they start criticizing you. Suppose you started practicing yoga, they can have some criticism, right? You started practicing affirmations. If they know they can, right? They can. Not all friends come into this. See, that is why I have written like they can also improve your life and they can also put you in self-destructive patterns. Okay, same goes for your parents and guardians as well. They can put you in self-destructive patterns, but on the other hand, they can also improve your life, put you in light. They can also strengthen you. They can also act as a support system for you. It can act both ways. But that factor, that influencing factor is there. So your friends also influence you. This can be your social media friend, Facebook, Instagram, whatever, a real life friend, anything it can be. So they also improve you, but they also influence you, your thoughts, your thinking patterns about the same things that we talked about in last slides. What's possible, what's not possible, what you can achieve, what you cannot achieve. They influence you about your self-image, self-identity, mental programs, right? They influence you. But that influence, it can be positive as well, it can be negative as well. Then second, you have memories of the past. Then third one is memories of the past. In the past, if you tried to do something and you failed, then you can develop a belief that it's not possible for me. Hence, next time, whenever you will try doing something like that, you can feel sleepy, you can feel frustration, you can feel demotivated. Because externally, people are telling, hey, do this, nothing, no matter, you failed, okay, it's okay. They may tell you, like, don't give up, never ever give up. This can put you in constant pressure about doing something. Hence, you can feel more angry because past you have not healed yet, and now somebody is telling up and then they are telling never give up. You can feel angry, most likely. So what can happen when you feel angry? All the past experiences of anger that will come in front of you in your mind, and you will start seeing those things, and that will stop you again, and that will make you more dissatisfied from your life. That will make you put you more into darkness, that self-destructive patterns. So even though you are aware that your past does not define your future, but still lot of people are trapped in their memories of the past. So unless and until you pick up some techniques, some methods to remove those influences, it's still going to be there, and it's still going to influence you in a destructive pattern. And memories of the past can also influence you positively. You have a past good experience, good something, good achievement, so that can also build your self-image. Like in hard times, I've done that, so I can do this as well. That can also happen. So another factor is society. Your society, your teachers. Now this is something where you feel the impact on a different level. Society, professors, neighbors, relatives. They can also program you, and this can be destructive enough. They can compare you with others, from our childhood only. They can distort your image. And one more thing happens, like from your childhood onwards, you must have heard this type of things. Don't do this. Don't speak like this. Don't go there. Don't do this, you will fall. Suppose you are trying to do some activity, like there is a seesaw, you are trying to do that, enjoy that. So you're like anybody can come, parents, guardians, they can come. Don't do that, you will fall. Don't play cricket, you may get hurt. Don't anything it could be. Don't speak like that. So you hear this word, don't do that, this will happen, don't do this, that will happen. So that also has a negative impact on your mind, because you have heard more don't than you have heard your positive things. So that again influences your inner world. You start to think negatively about yourself. Suppose you want to play cricket, and somebody comes up and they tell you don't play, you may get hurt. Imagine what will happen. You'll feel very angry. You may feel different emotions, but one thing will happen. You'll always doubt your capability if that thing has happened again and again. Unless you become conscious and eliminate those thinking patterns. So these teachers also compare you. Hey, look at your friend, look at your brother, look at your sister, look at your father. They have done so well. What about you? What are you doing? Look at your neighbors, they are doing well. Can happen. Look at your cousin, siblings, they are doing far better. What are you doing? And you can also mentally think, oh, we studied same school, we studied from same college, we did MBA together, we did MBAs together, whatever you did, but still that inner dissatisfaction can be there, because they can compare you with others. It can be anything. You can also think, oh, we did 12th together, but now today look where he is, where I am. You can also start to compare, and comparing is not good for you, at least in this context, because it can again trigger your thoughts, and it can influence how you think, how you act, how you behave, how you feel, what you feel, the emotions you experience. And it can influence your perception basically about your things, about different things that you think about, and your perception of reality, about how you are going to achieve something, how you're going to get something, whether your needs will be met or not. Your perception will decide how you will believe about something, how you will take actions, how you will act while doing actions, how you will feel, how you'll behave. So this way society also contributes to your growth or your downfall by influencing your inner world, by influencing what you think about yourself. In that way society influences you. Now fifth one is your experiences. Based on memories of your past, you can feel certain things and then you can make conclusions whether you can do this or do not do that. So your experiences also influence you in a positive manner, negative manner. Suppose you have a bad experience with something. We were talking about car example. So you have a bad experience of driving a car. Next time you're not going to do it unless you become conscious and eliminate those thinking. Yad bhavam tad bhavati. Then lastly, basically these things are influencing your perceptions. Social media, internet, what songs you listen, what videos you watch, what you scroll on, what you go through on the internet, that impacts your inner world. You can, if you will install Instagram, you will start to see those things, and unless you are conscious enough, you can feel uh, a lack. You'll feel this person is having this much, I don't have such things. You'll feel unlucky that, oh, I'm born here, just because of that I don't have that opportunity. I'm born in this family, I'm born in this society, so such things are restricting me. Surely that influence is there, but you can still with your efforts change the scenario, because external influence is agreed, but you have the capability, you have the power inside. You can reverse the scenario, you can start influencing external reality, your external circumstances. That comes with practice of different techniques, affirmations, visualization, yoga, asanas, pranayama, pratyahara. Different things are there. So based on what you watch on internet, what songs you listen to, what you scroll, you can feel those same things. Suppose you watch a movie, you see a star and you start to do, like, you want to do the same action, you want to behave in certain manner, you want to behave in that manner. Good or bad impact, that's different secondary consideration, but you start to do like that, you start to imitate the behavior. So that also influences you. So be careful with what you watch, what you scroll, what you listen, what you read, what you basically mental food, what you take, what you consume mentally. So if these things can happen, then you can feel dissatisfied with your own life, and it can affect your inner world, and then your confidence, self-belief, everything will be affected, and then you'll feel more anger, you'll feel more dissatisfied, and such things. This is where it influences you. Now, there are different influencing factors. I have like talked about most of them, important major ones. Then again, this is a continuation of previous one. Mentally, what you consume, and even like food, what type of food you eat, that also. But we are talking about the concept of thoughts only, so I'm restricting myself. to that only. So books you read, videos that you watch, movies that you watch, content that you consume mentally, persons that you are staying in contact with whom you are interacting, with whom you are listening, that influences you. So you have to decide whether what kind of influence they are having on you. So based on these things, your inner world is shaped, and based on your inner world, your outer world is shaped. Suppose if you don't feel good about your body image, feeling first internally, so you are going to manifest that externally as well. That is why using this visualization, meditation, pratyahara, pranayama, asanas, different practices, mind and body, connecting that, regulating that, you become more and more powerful and you eliminate all these negative influences on you. Then, lastly, about snapback effect. So, whenever you try to achieve a new level of self improvement, new level of self growth, basically, new level of self, it can happen in the starting. You will feel, oh my God, yeah, I have power, I can do anything. But after some time, you are going to stop taking action and you get to older thinking pattern, older set of taking action, and your life stays the same. So again, what is happening? You responded to a thought after some time. When you had that, you saw some obstacle or some difficulty came, you responded to a thought, any thought, it could be basically a negative one. You responded to this like, it is hard enough, I cannot do it, let's do tomorrow. You responded to that thought, and then the magic worked. Inner world creates outer world. Inner world influence outer world. So same thing happened. Yad bhavam tad bhavati. You were excited initially. Yad bhavam tad bhavati. You were feeling very good. You can do anything. But after some time, you responded to this thought. This is too hard. I cannot do it. This is difficult for me. You responded to that thought, and now circuit is changed, behavior is changed, your bhavam is changed. So yad bhavam tad bhavati. So that is all for this video, and let me know how you felt watching it. Do let me know in the comments, and see you in the next one. Thank you for watching my video.